Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Did you come for information on how I slay these braids? Stay tuned. Hey lovelies, welcome back to Love Jhanelle. I am Jhanelle for those of you who do not know. In today's video, I will be telling you, I will be showing you how I did these braids. For the sake of the video, I'm calling them lemonade braids because that's what everyone's calling them right now. Really, they're just braids going, swooping to the side. Has a little pattern going on up here. And I'm feeling myself. It's a nice light summer look that I've been avoiding for a while now. I wanted the braids a while back, but I don't want anyone in my head. I usually do my own hair. And I was kind of intimidated by the parting. One of the main things about this style is straight, neat parts. So I didn't know how that was going to turn out. I tried my best. I think I did okay. There are a few things that are irking me because I know if I had done it in someone else's hair, it would have come out a lot neater. But for my first time in my own hair, I'll give myself a pat on the back. So if you do want to see how I did these, just stay tuned. I'm going to go by step and show you how I installed them. My little tips I learned along the way, I'll be sharing them with you too. Now wait, before we go any further, take a quick second to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so as yet. You just click on that button down there, turn that red button into gray, and hit that notification bell. When you do that, you'll be notified whenever I post new videos to my channel. For this style, I use this Yaky Hollywood braids. It's 100% Kanaka-lon hair, and I got it in two shades, a ombre shade and a 27 on its own. I started by sectioning off a small area that I did single plaits in. I did that for two reasons. One, because I like the way it looks to have more braids going down on one side, and I don't like seeing it go all the way from one side to the other. And two, with it going from one side to the other, I didn't want too much tension on the right side of my head. So having plaits on that side will just help reduce any tension or stress on that side of my head. I did about 3 plaits on that side using the color Ombre 27. Now, one thing I would advise you do, and something I didn't do that particular day while filming, was just to go through and detangle your hair, thoroughly detangle, and stretch your hair as much as possible. It will make the styling go by a lot quicker and easier. Trust me on that one. So the most difficult part of this style is the parting. It's very difficult to part your hair, especially when you're not able to see. So what I ended up doing was using mirrors. When you angle them just right, you will be able to see the back of your head perfectly. For each of the rows, I used both of the colors. I started off with the Ombre 27 towards the beginning of the braid, and throughout I ended up adding the 27. It's F27/613 if you're looking for it in the store. So I ended up adding the lighter shade towards the end. So I used some pomade to make sure I didn't get any flyaways into the section I was about to braid, and then I started braiding. Now I start off by braiding my own hair, and you see about 1 inch down I start to do the feed-in method and add more hair. Now if you look carefully, you'll see I start each row with a small piece of hair, and then I got a little bit bigger than that, and from that point on I continued with that same size. So I wasn't gradually getting larger as I went throughout the braid. All of these are pretty much the same size, with the exception of the first one and sometimes two. Other than that, they're all the same width. Now getting to the right side of my head, I started adding the 27 color. When you get towards the end of the plait, use a bit more pomade just to slick that down so all your flyaways stay together, clumps it all together, and you won't have a messy look as your own hair turns into the braid. Now I added hair until I felt comfortable with the length I was getting to. If you're going to do this, you can go as far down as you feel comfortable with, all the way to the floor if you want to. I do the second braid the exact same way I did the first, adding smaller pieces of hair and then adding thicker piece, and then I continue to just add as I went. Lovelies, I truly encourage creativity. Use these hairstyles as inspiration, not a guideline or guidebook of exactly how to do it. If you want to add some color, add some color. If you want to just do anything different, just change it up a bit. It's really nice to see the variety of hairstyles we can make from this one base. For the first 4 rows or so, I did add hair throughout the whole row. I will say, when I got to the middle section of my head, the thicker part of my hair, I didn't add as much hair. So I added to the beginning of the braid just to add some thickness. Then I braided most of the way along, and towards the end, then I started adding hair again so I could get length. So the beginning for thickness and the end for length. If you add it all the way in the middle, it may cause the braids to be too thick, and that wasn't the look I was going for. So that's why I did it the way I did it. Based on the length and thickness of my hair, that's what I chose to do, but you have to do what's best for you to get the look that you want. If your hair is a lot thinner than mine, you may want to add hair throughout the whole row, and if it's a bit thicker, you may want to think about how much hair you actually want to put in. You may want to just add a little to the beginning, like a lot less to the beginning, and just add most of it to the ends for the length. For this style, I'm pretty much freestyling. There is no method to my madness. I part whatever makes me feel like, yeah, you should part there. So that's pretty much what I did. I didn't count how many braids to go up this way and then the other way. I literally just said, okay, this is a good enough space to start going the other way. So the goal is to have all of the braids fall towards the right hand side. So any way you can swirl, twirl, and braid, like part in any way to make it fall that way, that's what you do. If you are not feeling as creative, feel free to just count how many braids are going in one direction and then the other. More than likely it won't look exactly the same, and that's what makes this style really nice. Each braiding pattern, even though it's overall the same style, they are quite unique. We all have different size heads, different shapes. Our braids are going to be a bit thicker and some a bit thinner, so it's going to come out looking differently. So as you can see, I did like groups of 3 alternating braids, swooping all the way around. I went with what made me feel most comfortable and what I liked. This is the part that really irritated me. I couldn't get that braid straight enough. I couldn't get the part straight enough. I just went with it because I did it so many times off camera. I did so many times I got frustrated and I just went with it. Sometimes I get obsessive over little parts that most people don't even recognize. They didn't realize they like the color, they saw all of that. So all of that wasn't important, but you just do your best if you are doing it on your own hair. So a few tips while doing this hairstyle. I will suggest you get a mirror. Use a mirror, either use 2 mirrors like you saw me do, or you can stand in front of a mirror, a dressing mirror, bathroom mirror, and then hold a smaller hand mirror in order for you to be able to see. Use a pomade or a holding gel, something that's going to prevent flyaways from getting into your braid. Make sure you secure the section that you're not braiding. Just secure that as best as possible so you don't get that all tangled up, especially when you're working on the back of your hair, because you cannot see that and you may end up braiding the whole entire row and then you realize you messed up and then you're gonna have to start again. So just make sure you just use the pomade gel, remove that. Plus it makes it look a lot more polished, a lot neater. It just has an overall nice, polished, clean look to it. An important tip is to have fun. I enjoyed myself while doing my hairstyle. Otherwise I would have gotten so frustrated and the braids wouldn't have come out how I wanted them to. Once you've braided everything down to the end, you're going to want to set it with some hot water.
For this hairstyle, I used 2.5 packs. So it was a full pack of the 27 hair and 1.5 packs of the ombre hair. It came out exactly how I wanted it to. I don't have any complaints except the parting, actually, so I do have complaints. But I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, give it a like. If you think you may want to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, suggestions, or tips, put that in the comment section down below. If you did find it really useful, how about sharing the video? Take a look at all the videos I have on my channel. Until next time, lovelies. Bye.